India has many laws that were originally enacted during the British Raj in 1836, 1842, 1850, and many of these statutes are still valid, even though they are more than 150 years old. Contemporanea Expositio is a principle of interpretation that is useful in situations where the court is dealing with such very old laws. This term is a Latin phrase which means contemporary exposition. The basic idea here is to interpret a statute by understanding the social, historical, and linguistic context in which the law was created. That is, we have to look at the contemporary factors when the law was originally created. This will help us understand the legislative intent behind the law and why it was created. For example, if there is an old law which says that the speed limit for vehicles in a particular area is 20 kilometers per hour. When we look at the contemporary situation when the law was enacted, it could be that there were no motor cars at that time. The term vehicles in that old law referred to horse-drawn carriages. Or if the rules for an exam say that no calculators allowed, and these days people don't use calculators much at all since we use smartphones. So if we try to implement the rule as is, it will lead to an absurd situation where calculators are not allowed but phones are allowed, which are more powerful than calculators. By looking at the contemporary situation when the law was created, we can understand its original intent. What was the mischief that the law addressed? The court can then decide whether the law is currently relevant or not, and how the law can be enforced in the current situation, and what are the changes that may be required to make the law suitable for the current society. In some landmark cases, the court has emphasized that when interpreting old laws, the state of affairs prevalent when the law was enacted should be taken into consideration, and also that this principle is more of a guidance and not a rule. If the words of a statute are clear and unambiguous, then it should be enforced as is.